is an ongoing battle that has been raging since her suspension on the 6th of March 2025. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is seen here making her way to the National Assembly to, in her words, resume her duties as senator after a court judgment on her suspension delivered on July the 4th, 2025.
Even salt itself is derived from water, from the ocean. So even if I melt under fire, I will solidify. What is it?
This document has been the bone of contention since that ruling, with the Senate insisting that the court never asked her to resume. The spokesperson of the Senate had maintained that the court gave an advisory, which the lawmakers consider as not binding. A statement from Senator Adaramodu states the court found Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan guilty of contempt of court and imposed penalties, including a fine of 5 million naira payable to the federal government, and a mandatory apology in 2 national newspapers and on her Facebook page. Till date, these directives remain uncomplied with. We advise the distinguished senator to refrain from any attempts to storm the Senate next Tuesday under a false pretext, as doing so will not only be premature, but also undermine the dignity of the Senate and violate due process, end quote. It is Tuesday, and that advice has been ignored by the senator, who makes her way to the main gate of the National Assembly. Security personnel stop her and her convoy from gaining entrance into the premises. She then decides to alight from the vehicle and make her way into the National Assembly on foot. She is stopped at another checkpoint, and after a brief scuffle, she, alongside her supporters, continue to walk into the National Assembly.
You all should be ashamed of yourself. You close the doors. You make yourself prisoner.
After it is made clear that she would not be granted access into the premises, the lawmaker briefs the media on her thoughts about what has transpired and what she intends to do next.
That outburst I had on the floor was just a compilation of so many wrongs that Akpabio has meted against me. And I will say this, pretty much it's a shame that we have had so many good Senate presidents. We've had Chuba Akpadibo of blessed memory. We've had Senator David Mark. We have had Bukola Saraki. We've even had Ahmed Lawal, who is a senator right now. And I'd say this pretty much is the worst assembly Nigeria has ever had. And I hope we will not have to suffer this anymore, because it tells a lot on the individual. And I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, runs the Nigerian Senate as if it's the third-term governor of Akwa Ibom. Many senators are afraid. You've all seen what happened. You are not allowed to speak. When you try to speak or air your views on certain issues that are critical, you get shut down if it does not conform with what he wants. Going forward, I'm going to have a meeting with my legal team, and most likely they will have to probably proceed to the appellate court to seek interpretations of what has just happened, because we are law-abiding citizens. Everyone here who has accompanied me, you can see no one is unruly, even though some have vehemently decided to express their dissatisfaction with the system. I am a law-abiding citizen, and it is very important I do mention, and Nigerians should know, that even though we do have 2 federal government criminal cases against me, they are on criminal defamation, simply because I spoke up on the threat to life. And everybody has a right to speak up on their threat to life. By and large, considering the fact that the Senate is vacating tomorrow, whenever they deem it fit to resume, we would resume as well. So what matters most is all the pressures and all the calls of me apologizing for no wrong that I did. I have refused to do that. So if it means staying the entire 6 months for an unjust suspension, which I'm repeating again, has been quashed by the courts, so be it.
Vowing to come back when the Senate resumes from recess in 2 months, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan and her supporters leave the National Assembly complex, making their way back to her convoy on foot. From the National Assembly, Kayla Magwa, Channels Television News.